Greetings everyone, I'm Alanah and welcome to my channel where this entire week I'm going to be playing Assassin's Creed Origins at a review event, and I thought that I would bring you guys with me kind of just to show you what one of these events is like. Now first things first, we try really hard not to go to these events. We tried really hard to ask Ubisoft to give us a copy so that we don't have to go, because the idea of a review event is a little bit weird because the publisher controls the environment that you're in, and that's not what people at home would have. So ultimately we didn't have a choice, but absolutely zero part of me ever thinks that going to a review event would influence my score. If anything, it makes me slightly annoyed at them going in. But I'm in a weird circumstance this week because I burnt myself really bad, so I kind of can't sit properly. So it's gonna be, I assume, a room full of people on chairs, and I'm gonna have to ask if they can get me something that I can, like, sort of lay on. So that's not something that I'm looking forward to asking for. Especially if, like most of these events, I am the only female journalist in the room. Gonna be extra weird. I'm just gonna be the only chick in the room laying down in a dress because I burnt my leg. But we'll get through it. Alright, I'm pretty much ready to go, so let's do it. So the event is at a location in San Francisco's Mission District. After going to get some stuff for my dumb burn, I got in, signed the embargo that prevented me from sharing this video before today, and had the lovely folks set me up on a couch. Suck it, everyone else who's on plastic seats, except this one guy who I guess had the same idea as me. So it turns out we're recording everything in 4K, which does mean a bit of juggling, because the hard drives that we have in the capture kits can only hold so much 4K footage. So that kind of just means I have to be thinking about what I want to capture, if I've captured enough of something, and then I need to keep track of when I need to swap the hard drive out, transfer the files, delete some of them, and swap a new hard drive in. 4K and 4K capture is great, but it does add, you know, a little bit of shuffling stuff around. But today is mostly about playing the game, coming to grips with what it actually is, and then kind of thinking about what I'm going to write in the script, so I know what things I really need to have gameplay of. It is a long process, but today is probably the most exciting. Alright, the event ended at like 7, but I'm now at the IGN offices because I have to edit a Let's Play, such is life. So I'll be doing that. Hopefully I make it home at 11 or so. But for my thoughts of Assassin's Creed so far, I played all day, and I got to a point where I had just met Cleopatra. I'd learned a bunch about Bayek's backstory, and basically all of these really interesting characters are being introduced. So at this point, I'm invested. Good morning everyone, it is day 2, and today is the day where I have to really focus on kind of putting my notes together. I know what the game is, I've put, 10 hours in so far, so today's the day that I really need to figure out what I like and dislike about it. One thing that has stood out to me today, I found a bunch of bugs. None of them are really game-breaking, honestly, mostly just kind of funny, and there will be a day 1 patch, and I'm playing on Xbox One X, meaning this isn't final hardware, so there's like a series of excuses there, but of course, a thing that needs to be seriously considered. Good morning, friends. I just woke up. It is day 3, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm getting pretty stressed at this point. I was supposed to go into work today to film a bunch of stuff, but ultimately said that I can't because Origins is a really big game. It's mostly big because you have to grind to be able to do one of the main story missions, so there's a lot of side quest stuff that you have to do, and I actually really like all of the side quests. I think they're all like multifaceted and interesting. It's just that there are some parts where like your level and the next main quest are like 4 levels apart, and it takes over an hour per level, so it's taken a while. So yeah, hopefully someone at the event finishes it today, because if they do, then I'm pretty much going to also. So wish me luck with that.
Not bad, old man!
How is that for old?
Just finished day 3. I'm very tired, and also just generally very stressed. I still haven't finished the game, and review events really suck in this kind of circumstance because you're like rushing through the game to try and finish it under this weird pressure that most people who read your review won't have. Like, I don't imagine most people are gonna have to finish this game in 4/5 days. So when I start writing the review, like, I've written a bunch of notes and I've kind of started drafting, but I'm gonna have to be really considerate of that. I'm just gonna have to make sure that I separate myself from this weird pressure that I'm in to finish this game, which is very long, and that can be a little bit difficult, but thankfully the review embargo being on Thursday means that I do have some time to like distance myself from the current stress so that I can think more about the game itself. And honestly, you guys, I think it's really good. I really like it. I'm also on the home stretch. I think I have to gain 3 more levels until I'm done, so yeah, it's getting exciting. You guys, it's about midday on day 4. I finally finished the game. I was very stressed, and then I finally got there, so it's done, which means I spend the rest of the time like exploring other things that I hadn't, and kind of making my mind up on some things I'm not sure about, and working on my notes. And the one thing that really I'm struggling with is that there are single-player microtransactions in this game. I'm trying to figure out whether I would have purchased anything with those microtransactions if I won at this event. I didn't actually spend money, but I wanted to. I wanted to buy crafting supplies specifically, and I guess my thought there is just like, would I have wanted to do this if I weren't trying to get through this game, or is it that those supplies are too hard to come by in the game, or I have to separate myself, and I'm not even gonna think about it if I can avoid it until the end of tomorrow so that I don't screw myself up, pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna be it for this video. I will link you guys to the full review, and I'll also link you to a video I made of exactly the steps I take to write a review itself. But yeah, for the next few days, I'm just gonna be thinking about what to write, starting to write drafts. They usually go through like 3 or 4 iterations of drafts, and I think because this game's gonna be so big, I'm gonna have to write like somewhere close to 3,000 words. Like, it's gonna be a huge review, but I like the game a lot. Alright, I hope you guys have found this interesting and kind of an insight into something that not a lot of people get to experience that honestly is pretty rough. Thank you guys for watching. Huge thanks to everyone who's supporting me on Patreon. I'm Alanah, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye!